Hello, everybody. It's Tom from Tom and Ruth Podcast. It's that time again. I haven't done one in a long time. I want to talk a couple things today, and uh, we are now living, of course, everybody knows here in Marama, Bukidnon, Philippines, and we've been here for. I've been here for almost seven. Let's just say 7 years, and I've been married to Ruth now. A little over six of those 7 years. And when I decided, when I met Ruth in U.S., it was something I knew that I really wanted to do. But in talking about it and thinking about this, I found myself wanting to get out of USA so fast and just kind of get out of just being tired of working all the years I've been working and just really just tired in general. And then sometimes I maybe made a decision that I wanted to leave there so much that I had just that goal of leaving. It's like you see something that you really want, you really think that you need, and you think that you need it, but you really don't know if you need that or not. And I found myself finding a way, no matter what anybody said that was negative, to turn it around to a positive. And realized at that time that I was not listening to anybody other than my own thoughts. And I noticed that even if someone said I wouldn't go there because of this and that, and of course you have a lot of naysayers, so you're just so used to people being naysayers in general. They don't like what you do, they don't like what you wear, they don't like who you are, they don't like what you drive, they don't like anything about you. And no matter what, you're going to find people that's like that. Then you're going to have people that's jealous of you and jealous because they can't go or even have an opportunity to go. And so for me, that was something that I had to literally think about and deal with, thinking about coming here. And of course, I'd been saving for that for a period of time, and no one knew my goal and my plans other than me and my mother and father at that time. Even my brothers did not know that my intentions was to come here. I talked to my mother, and she said it was a great idea that I should do that and I should not wait. And when you think about those things at that time, and I I got here and lived here for about a year and or so, maybe a little longer than that, maybe 2 years, and my mother passed. And it was hard for me to deal with it because I was not there. So I had to fly. I flew back, of course, and talked to my family and met my family, that some I haven't seen in a long time. But when you're here in the Philippines, you kind of really have to be prepared. And was I prepared for everything? No, I wasn't. I found myself not really prepared to live here full time. And what I mean by that is sure I had money in the bank, and sure my thought was to live, but I was not really aware of all the little things that can really just sometimes drive you crazy, as you hear the motorcycle going down the road behind me here. But excuse me. But for an example, you take showers, cold water showers here. Some people take it in the rain. No reason. Most people have water, but uh, because it rains here almost every day. The sun, when it's out, it is hot. We're close to the equator, and it's hot. And what you learn how to use the bathroom, the CR, comfort room, the bathroom is the toilet is probably on about 12 inches off the ground, depending on where you go, and or flat to the ground, meaning they're flat surface toilets, meaning they're like Japan. In some cases, Japan and some of the other countries, they're just flat surface. And you have to maneuver yourself to do business. And there's no toilet paper. There's nothing like that here. They don't have that. You have to really be plan for that. You have to really think about it and plan for it when you come here. And in doing that, you want to always really see all the things first before you make a final decision and just leave and sell everything like I did. So the reason I'm doing this video is because I want people to understand that maybe that's what they need to do also. Come here for a period of time really kind of look at things and kind of get a feel on what things are about and how things are, and kind of get a grasp on if it's something that you may like. You may find that you may not like it. You may find that getting in and out of the tricycles is really hard for me. This recently I hurt my Achilles heel, and I tried to curl into a tuk-tuk, which is bigger than their tricycles here. And even the vehicles are small. They're very small vehicles themselves. Even I was getting in a brand new Ford pickup truck. I don't know, it's not the Ford I'm accustomed to, and it was small for small stature. The vehicle was the same size as they have in U.S., but the seating was actually smaller. It was really different for me. Brand new truck, and I said, "Is this?" Yeah, it's brand new. I just got it, you know. But I noticed that you have to be kind of prepared for that. A lot of times they eat with their hands. Of course, they eat with spoon and fork. They don't eat with knife and fork, but spoon and fork only. And they cut their articles with the spoon. All that stuff bothers me. But what I'm kind of saying is the smells, the odors. Sometimes you might have debris on the ground that might be hard for you to deal with, and you see the kids throw it on the ground. But the culture is so wonderful. The people are just so nice. The country itself is phenomenal. To ask, you can go one place and ride a zip line, and then go to the falls and go swimming, and then find yourself in the ocean in the evening, and wake up in the morning and go to another place and take a ship somewhere else. It is a great place. You just have to be able to maneuver and kind of guide yourself through the uh, all the things that you have to do to get that to happen. You have to have, and I know that I wish that I had patience. If I had patience, everything would be perfect for me. It's, I would say right now, 80% perfect for me. It's that other 20% that just drives you crazy. And what I mean about that is you can't get all the foods you want. You can't get all the vegetables you want. You can't travel where you want to go when you want to go at that moment. You can, but it doesn't mean when you get there they're going to be open. We went to the mall. It was closed. Supposed to open at 10 in the morning. They close at 5 in the afternoon now. And so, it depends on the mall. I'm sorry. Some malls close at 7, but overall they close early. The thing too you got to be prepared for is when you get there and get into the mall. Now, sometimes, depending on the mall, they require you to have a vaccine card to get in the malls now, which they have always had since the COVID, but they're still instigating that, and they're still doing that. Uh, some areas you go to, they still wear masks and kind of required by the city, but the country itself is a no mask now. You don't have to wear the mask, but they suggest that you wear the mask because COVID is still around and to keep yourself safe. My wife gets on me all the time that I don't wear my mask, but I decide that it's something that's hard for me to do because I can't breathe in that little thing. And that's something too. I say little masks, they are little masks. I finally had a good friend of mine, Tim, sent me some things from US, and he sent me some N95 masks that are my size. And so it was really nice that I could have that. And it was really comfortable for me to use that. And I'm cherishing them. In fact, I'm only on my third one. And I need to get rid of this one and get a new one because it's dirty. Because of the smog and the life and things like that. Excuse me. I apologize for this. I produce an extra, a lot of fluids in my throat, and sometimes I have to. People get mad on my streams because I'm constantly doing that, and it's something I can't help. It's just something that I have. But excuse me again. And also, too, I want to say that when you hear something else that may get on your nerves or bother you, is something when you purchase something like land and or house, and you're getting a visa or visa extension. You may have to wait on that. meaning it may or may not be available that you can get that visa that second. And sometimes they may require you to leave your passport and never do that if you possibly can help it. Because once you leave your passport inside your hands, if they lose it, you're lost. And it's really hard to get another one. Cost you another $100 or $150 to get one. And you start off with a piece of paper. So you don't want to do that. They first required me to do that when I first came here. You have to leave your passport. No, I'm not leaving my passport. What do I need to do to get this stamp today, sir? It's this policy. You don't have no choice. And I said, well, is there someone I can talk to? Nope, there's nobody you can talk to. So I did talk to the guy in charge, and he said, sorry, it's just the way it is. I said, it's really hard for me to leave my passport here. In fact, it's not even supposed to be out of my possession. And I'm really adamant about that. And I was told that whenever, I applied for it at the post office, and he knew I was coming overseas. So he told me, he says, make sure you never let it out of your hands. He says, sure, sir, we're not going to lose it. Well, when I went back there 3 days later, I couldn't find it. And it was something that I had to, I was fuming at that time, and you can't let them know it. You don't want to make someone angry. It's not that guy's fault that's looking for its fault, right? But someone else in the department there. As you know, there's 30 agents there. So they did find it eventually after about 20 minutes. I was sweating. But that's something that you have to be aware of, and you have to kind of plan for and be aware of things like that, that's just going to happen. Sometimes you just don't have a choice in a matter, and it just happens that way. Another thing you have to really think about and be aware of also is when you decided to come here and you sell everything and you come here and you have your banking there in U.S. You need the USA address to bank and have your bank there. I suggest you take the time and make sure you have all that covered in your mail and things like that. Getting mail here is a problem. We have a post office here, and I have them just hold on to it and keep it, and then call me when it comes. And that helps out a lot. It gives us a lot of help. When I need it, I don't have to just jot to town every day and get mail, which I probably received probably 40 articles of mail in 7 years, and that's about it. And that includes DHL and FedEx and everything else. And always the best where I live in Mindanao is to DHL it if you got to do it. But I wanted to talk about these few things and kind of give you guys insight if they're coming to the Philippines. Rethink about just selling everything. It's like you don't go jump into a tub of hot water before you test it out first. So it's the same thing goes before you spend $2,000 on a ticket and sell everything and come here and you don't test the water. You need to test the water first to see if it's something you're going to like. Today alone, through my social media and Facebook and Twitter and some of my other accounts and my emails, believe it or not, there's quite a few people that have done that and came here and tested the waters and they just don't like it. But on the other hand, there's guys that came here and they're loving it. In other words, their life has increased compared to what they were living. So increasing life here can be a non-stress, is what the guy was basically saying. I'm not stressed out anymore. So I think we should always think and think before we jump into that pond and make sure the water is cold or warm before you decide to do that. And I've I've tried to help as many people as I can, and I get frustrated. And I hopefully don't come across that I'm that frustrated on things that it shows even on my streams, because my live streams on Tom and Ruth and Ruth's channel, because I get stressed because so many guys either they don't think or they don't have the knowledge or wherefore to even think before they come, and they come and then they find themselves either they're broke or they either not broke and have plenty of money, and or find a way to survive, and they get here and they find it's not what they wanted to be, and then they got to go back and they have nothing to go back to. And that's really kind of disheartening for many guys, that they think it's a pie in the sky. And I'm not saying it's not. It is for 80-90% of the people that come here, but that's that 10% or 20%. In some cases 50%. I have seen it's one out of two like it here. The other guy, the two guys on the same plane come and never been here before. One loves it and one hates it, and it's just the way it is. And they don't hate it. They're coming for the girls. They're coming for the wife. They're coming for marriage. They're coming for some type of relationship, and or girlfriend. So, it's starting to rain, and I got to go get my clothes off the line. That's living in the Philippines. How do we dry clothes here? We dry it by sun. I want to thank everybody for always coming on my videos. Sorry I cut this short. I promised to make a long one. Guys are getting on me. You need to make this thing 30, 40 minutes, an hour, because there's so many things I want to hear about the Philippines, and you don't ever cover them because you're always rush. So thank you so much, and thank you so much for coming on my stream today. And listen to me. I will try to do another stream on Sunday or Monday on my podcast. And I promise to do more podcasting. YouTube decided they're going to cut off my podcast, so they deleted this particular channel that I'm on. And then they decided, oops, sorry, sir. So they sent me an email. We made a mistake. Yeah, 2 months later. God bless everybody, and thank you so much.